Alright, now live on YouTube, starting us up on the Rumble. Am I recording as well? Hold on a second. Where'd my other thing go? It is recording. Okay, good. Alright, good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with... What do we got here for November 25th? I have an off-of-main source article right off the bat. In 571 BC, Servius Tullius, king of Rome, celebrated the first of his three triumphants for his victory over the Etruscans. Alright. 1120, the White Ship capsized and sunk near the Normandy coast while crossing the English Channel, transporting many nobles, including William Adelin, the son and heir to the English throne of Henry I of England, from France to England. William did indeed drown, becoming one of the 300 deaths, with only one person surviving the event. And I actually have here a picture or a painting of the event. There's a lot of paintings of this, but this one was pretty interesting. You have a guy over here, you know, with the rudder. He's like, whoa! So, yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 1177, the Battle of Montesgard saw Baldwin IV of Jerusalem and Reynad of Chatillon defeat the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, Saladin, and a larger Abiad force. And actually, like right here, this is a thumbnail to a video. You can see I have a link right here. Yeah, it's... How 300 Knights Saved Jerusalem. It is a, I have not yet seen this video, so I actually want to watch this after the video myself. But let's see here. Baldwin defeat Saladin. Let's add that link in the underbar section to be posted post-show as per usual. Anyway, moving on up, what else do we have here? In 1343, off of main source, a tsunami caused by an earthquake in the Tyrrhenian Sea devastated Naples and the Maritime Republic of Amalfi, among other places. And I wonder what the casualties were for that and such. 1357, what do we have? Would you like to read a couple, by the way? I don't want to hog the mic all time.
Yeah. 1357, Charles IV issues letter of protection of Jews of Alsace.
I wonder why they constantly get protection and such. I mean, like, you know, they're constantly under attack, but, you know, not every ass-kicking falls out of the sky, as we talk about all the time. Moving on up, I have off a main source here in 1510. Actually, no, before that, 1500. What do we got here?
1500, Governor D. Bob Padilla of Santiago de Mango captures Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, we've covered this a couple times. Apparently, he was arrested or something. I'm not sure why, but, like, you know, we've also spoken, you know, more or less at length about this individual, Christopher Columbus, throughout the shows, and he was not. It's not like he was hated, but he was more of an annoyance. So, you know. Yeah. Anyway, now 1510, the Portuguese conquest of Goa saw Portuguese naval forces under command of Afonso de Albuquerque, as well as local mercenaries working for privateer Timoji, seized Goa from the Bijapur Sultanate, resulting in 415 years of Portuguese colonial rule. Wow. That's a long time right there. 1576, another off a main source, the Cudgel War began in Sweden. The area is now part of Finland when peasants rebelled against the imposition of taxes by the nobility. Yeah, as I keep saying, the power is always in the people. Moving on up to 1667, a deadly earthquake rocked Shemalka in the Caucasus, killing 80,000 people. That is a lot of thousands of people right there. 1678, during the Trenchov Rebellion, after a long and logistically challenging march, the allied Mataram and Dutch troops successfully assaulted the rebel stronghold of Kadiri. So 1715, the first English patent was granted to an American, was given for processing corn. And I need specifically more information about that. What was it actually like? Did it decob the corn, or, like, you know, what exactly did it do in the processing process? Processing for what? Corn meal, or, you know, something for humans, something for animals? I really doubt that they were making ethanol back then, but still. 1741, future Empress Elizabeth of Russia seized power in a coup with the aid of Imperial Russian guards in St. Petersburg, Russia. Yep. Well, this is a machine about processing corn. It actually looks like a reaper. So, maybe that was it. I'm not sure. Anyway, this lady right here seized power in a coup. and dressed very extravagantly. Moving on up to 1744, Austrian forces pillaged and killed the Jews of Prague. And why? Once again, I don't think they woke up one morning and just like, hell, let's go do this. And no, people don't just act irrationally for no reason for the most part. I mean, unless they're sociopaths, but... 1755, King Ferdinand IV of Spain granted the Bateria de la Comisión de Jesus, now known as the Congregation of the Religious of the Virgin Mary, RVM, a royal protection. Okay, so alright, good. So Christians are getting some protection, finally. 1758, during the French and Indian War, British forces captured Fort de Quincy from French control. Later, Fort Pitt would be built nearby and grow into modern Pittsburgh. And this is an aerial view, artist rendition of what that fort looked like. The Fort de Quincy, not Fort Pitt. And we have another one right here, another view and everything. That looks more like a Mexican flag because of the... I can't really tell what that is in the white section, but France is usually solid white in that section there, and also in the entire flag, as of recent history at least. But anyway, moving on up to 1758, we got that. 1759, an earthquake hit the Mediterranean, destroying Beirut and Damascus, causing between 30 to 40,000 deaths. Wow, that's almost or equal to half of that one, 80,000. But 1766, Pope Clement XII warned, quote, on dangers of anti-Christian writings, end quote. And I wonder if that's a holy memo, an encyclical. Gotta look that up a little bit more, but I'll do that next year. 1783, the last British troops left New York City, its last military position in what would become the United States of America, 3 months after the signing of the Treaty of Paris, which ended the American Revolution. Yep. Well, they had to leave at some point. So, 1792, mathematician, astronomer, and almanac author Benjamin Banneker first published his Farmer's Almanac. Yes, and actually, right here, this is 1792, the first for the year of our Lord, 1792. Yeah. Farmer's Almanac still going around today. Like it among many other things, it has good times for harvest, good times for planting, good times for this, basically like how an almanac, for maps and everything, for directions and all that stuff for travel. This is specifically for, growing food, cultivation, and all that stuff. 1795, during the partitions of Poland, Stanislaw August Poniatowski, the last king of independent Poland, was forced to abdicate and was exiled to Russia. All right, adios there. Moving on up into the 1800s, 1812, Mexican insurgents captured the strategic city of Oaxaca from royalist forces during the Mexican War of Independence. Yep, they were under Spain's control for a while, so they had to go become independent. 1817, the first sword swallower in the United States performed in New York City. All right. Yeah, well, gotta start something somewhere. And, yikes. 1826, the great frigate Hellas arrived at Nephilim to become the first flagship of the Hellenic Navy. Cool. So, all right, now they have a navy. 1833, a massive undersea earthquake, estimated magnitude between 8.7 and 9.2, rocked Sumatra, producing a massive tsunami all along the entire Indonesian coast. I wonder how many casualties were there, wounded, death, missing, all that stuff. How much damage it caused, if anything, if that's even calculable or documented. 1834, Delmonco's, one of New York's finest restaurants, provided a meal of soup, steak, coffee, and a half a pie for 12 whole entire cents. Whoa. I wonder if they do a deal like that. Anybody watching this, if you live out in Manhattan or whatever, you're not far from this place, because it looks like they're still around. I mean, this looks like a relatively recent photograph here. Ask if they still do this, on the anniversary of this in 1834, or at least they should in 2034. That'd be awesome. Like, how McDonald's used to once a year, for their anniversary, they had their 10-cent hamburgers or whatever deal they had back in the day. That'd be cool. On the 200th anniversary of this event, Delmonco should Delmonico should honor this. That'd be fantastic. I'd definitely go there, but I wonder how much 12 cents from 1834 is worth in 2024. You know what? Let's look this up. I'm curious. So let's see here. 12 cents 1834. So inflation calculator. So 12 cents in 1803. No, I want 1834. Dang it. 1834. All right, calculates. 12 cents. It's $4.40 today. Oh, hey. So like that would still be radically cheap for a meal of that size, man. Dude, that stuff's like $50 at least, and in some place that's that fancy, that'd be like, you know, $100. Anyway, let's move on up here. In 1839, a cyclone slammed southeastern India with high winds and a 40-foot storm surge, destroying the city of Coringa. Storm waves also swept inland, destroying 20,000 ships and killing an estimated 300,000 people. Wow, so that just blew away that 80,000 from earlier. 1841, 35 survivors of the mutiny of the slave ship Amistad returned to Africa. Yep. So here's an artist rendition of that. You know, these the captured people to be enslaved. Nope. And then yeah, and as you can see, yeah, that guy's white, but that guy does not look that white. Although actually he does. Never mind. I'm not sure. But you know, white people weren't the only slavers. The first slave owner in the Americas was a black guy. You know. 1863, during the American Civil War, the Battle of Missionary Ridge saw Union forces, led by General Ulysses S. Grant, break the siege of Chattanooga by routing General Braxton Bragg's Confederate troops at Missionary Ridge in Tennessee. Yes. And right here, you know, just Battle of Missionary Ridge. So, 1864, during the American Civil War, as well, a group of Confederate operatives calling themselves the Confederate Army of Manhattan started fires in more than 20 locations in an unsuccessful attempt to burn down New York City. Yikes. That's an event right there. 1867, the United States Congress Commission looked into the impeachment of 17th U.S. President Andrew Johnson. I wonder why he was being impeached. I remember something going... Oh, no, this is somebody else. So... Yeah, no, this is way after the Founding Fathers thing, so I have no idea what he was doing. Actually, let's check out his bio really quick. Significant conflict with Congress, special southern states passed the black codes to deprive former slaves of liberties, and Congress introduced legislation to override him. Johnson vetoed those bills. Okay, so, like, he was like a pro-slaver? Like, constitutionally, Johnson opposed the 14th Amendment. Yeah, so he was against emancipation. What an asshole. All right, so now I know why was he being impeached. He was against emancipation. He was against emancipation. Yep. All right. Moving on up to 1874, the United States Greenback Party was established as a political party consisting primarily of farmers affected by the Panic of 1873. And this is one picture of national greenbacks. I wonder if I have another one. Nope, that's going to be the powdered milk in the future here. What else do we got here? Let's get rid of that. 1876, during the American Indian Wars, in retaliation for the United States' defeat at the Battle of Little Bighorn, United States Army troops sacked Chief Dull Knife's sleeping Cheyenne village at the headwaters of the Powder River. All right, that's that's a little. That's not cool right there. No. 1884, John B. Mayenberg of St. Louis patented evaporated milk. Yep, so right here, morning brand evaporated milk, unsweetened. Ooh, look at that. Who sweetens their milk? That's interesting. 1885, Rocky Mountains Park, known today as Banff National Park, was established in Alberta, becoming Canada's first national park. Cool, cool. 1894, the Independent Greenback Party organized in Indianapolis, and I wonder, like, oh yeah, Indianapolis, I don't remember what state that is in, but is this a discrepancy from what we spoke about up here, or is this a add-on? Is this an expansion, you know? 1897, Spain granted Puerto Rico autonomy. I thought we took Puerto Rico from Spain during the Spanish-American War. I'm not sure. Like, I don't know the semantics of all that history. So, well, I guess Spain still owned it, but it was autonomous. So, Anyway, 1899, the Battle of Grandispan at Cape Colony saw General Methuen beat the farmers. Well, not the people don't always win, but they are the power. 1905, electro importing companies advertisement for the Telemaco wireless telegraph made the first ever advertisement for a radio set by advertising a $8.50 set in the Scientific American, which claimed to receive signals for up to 1 mile. And right here, yeah, you can see this. The main source has this photo, and I as well have this photo. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Wireless up to 1 mile reception broadcasting technology all the way back in 1905. And technically, since I'm showing it, I am providing free advertising for this product. But if people are still buying that thing, I mean, it's more of a museum piece, honestly. But hey, if I ever have money and room, I'd add that to my collection. Moving on up to 1908, a fire broke out on SS Ardinia as it left Malta's Grand Harbor, resulting in the ship's grounding and the deaths of at least 118 people. Jeez. Now that Sir King is back, now if you don't want to read, that's fine. I don't want to force you, but I've been talking for a while, so...
1912, American College of Surgeons incorporates Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, well, we need to educate the people who, mess around with our organs while we're asleep. That sounds weird saying it that way.
Uh-oh. Yeah. 1912, Socialist International rejects that world war is coming.
Oh boy, were they wrong. Off a main source here, 1912 as well, Ramona de la Pin, the longest-running newspaper by and about Romanians until World War II, ceased its publications. Obviously, they brought it back up because it says here they ran until World War II, and it's only 1912. So I wonder why they ceased publications. Was it in protest or something? What else do we got here?
1913, Irish volunteers found in Dublin to secure the rights and liberties common to all the people of Ireland.
Yes. Free Ireland. Free Ireland. Off a main source here, 1915, Albert Einstein presented the field equations of general relativity to the Prussian Academy of Sciences. And I'm telling myself here to look that up on my little footnote. So yeah, I'll go look that up next year. Another off a main source here, 1918, Vojvodina, formerly Austro-Hungarian crown land, proclaimed its secession from Austria-Hungary to join the Kingdom of Serbia. All right. And then we have 1920 here for you, if you'd like to pick this up.
1920, first Thanksgiving parade held in Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I actually have... Oh, yeah, this is... I forgot what this was, so that's a picture of a book. Oh, this is that Irish thing, but that's another Irish thing there. Here we go. That's the picture I want to find. Look at that, dude. Like, I mean, they already had, like, hot air balloons and stuff, so making balloons for parades wouldn't be that outlandish. But that's a cool balloon. I'd like to see that again in today. Like, that's nicely made. So, and look how nice those streets are and how beautiful the buildings. Like, man, New York is such trash these days.
Philadelphia.
Oh, Philadelphia. Okay, well, that's why it doesn't look like New York. Okay, well, I'm stupid. What can I say? 1920, we have some football stuff for you.
Yeah, generally the parades now, like
the Macy's Day Parade is in New York.
Yeah, it's always in New York. So
yeah. Although they have is it the New Year's parade that's out here in Pasadena?
Maybe.
Because I remember my old high school, El Dorado, was in that parade one year, like in 2005, I believe.
There you go.
I had a friend who was in the band. So, what else do we got here?
WTAW, College Station, Texas broadcast first football play-by-play.
Ooh, that's cool. So, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, but your Chiefs won yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's another close one.
Yeah, right at the end they tucked it or whatever.
Uh, yeah, that was another close one.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know, close with a cigar for once. You
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, with the cigar that time.
hmm Moving on up, what do we got here?
1922, Crown Prince Hirohito of Japan becomes regent of Japan and a in his ailing father's
Yeah.
stead.
Yeah. So, you know, he became emperor and he was the emperor of Japan during World War II and all that stuff. Made a lot of really stupid decisions. So, moving on up to 1925, KBD proposed German parliament expropriate possession of monarchy. I don't really know exactly what that means and what is KBD. So, off a main source here, 1926, the deadliest November tornado outbreak in the United States history killed 76 people and injured over 400 others. Yikes. 1930, Ito, Japan recorded 690 earthquake shocks in one day. Jesus, like, dude, can you imagine?
Oh,
That's one set. That's not the entirety of Japan. That's one area of it. You know, like that's wild. 1933, the first Soviet liquid fuel rocket attained an altitude of 261 feet or 80 meters. Oh yeah, here's an image of that tornado outbreak, and you got Uncle Sam here with some kind of machine while everybody is fucking flying in chaos. Dude, if there's a better representation of the world right now,
he's just smoking a
show
pipe,
me. Yeah,
watching everybody.
this is fine. Yeah, he literally is smoking a pipe and smiling about it. And chicken in the this guy's dead. Oh my god. I gotta go, Julie. We have cows. Yeah, this is a model of that rocket, or maybe that exact rocket. So it's not really that big, and this is not an exact picture of that event, but this is basically, let me bigger this to show you. This is how they launched it from. So that's like the original liquid fuel rockets, superstructure, whatever thing, you know, how they launched rockets from, whatnot. 1935, the International Institute for Societal History, IASG, formed in Amsterdam. And I wonder if they're still around, and I probably should make contact with them since I'm a historian as well, although I'm not anywhere in Europe. 1936, in Berlin, Germany and Japan signed the Anti-Comintern Pact, agreeing to consult on measures, quote, to safeguard their common interests, end quote, in the case of an unprovoked attack by the Soviet Union against either nation. That's rather ironic because Germany is the one who did the attack to them. But this is a Japanese fan with some arts involving that this event here. So you have Italy, Nazi Germany, and two types of Japan. I think this is Japan proper, and then this is Japan, that area that that was conquered. You can see that China is like 70% conquered right there. That's scary. So anyway, what do we got here in 1937?
World's Fair of Paris closes. 31.2 million visitors.
All right. And this is one of the pictures here. Let me bigger this. It's a cool photo. Like, I'm not sure these pillars are still around. I think all of these buildings are gone now because this was all for the fair. I'm not sure. But we have an aerial view here of the grounds and all the people in the Champs-Élysées something. I forgot what this road is. Yeah. Cool pictures. What do we got here in 1938? Here we go. I see.
1938, Lavrenti Beria succeeds Nikolai Yezhov as head of Soviet secret police NKVD after Yezhov was executed on Joseph Stalin's orders.
Yikes. So during the Great Purge. 1940. We got two birds here and one stone.
First flights of the de Havilland Mosquito and Martin B-26 Marauder.
All right. And this is a photo, a cross section actually of that first one. You have like a guy down here. He's like the observation guy targeting for bombs and all that stuff. There's a pilot. It looks like it's a two-man crew right there, and then you have this other one that looks very similar, but it's another bird. So, moving on up to 1940 as well, the Nazi intelligence agency Sicherheitsdienst, or SD, arrested Dutch resistance fighter and founder of De Guzen, Bernard Descherdink. Insert is that. So, right here. 1940 as well, the SS Patria carrying illegal immigrants sunk in the port of Hafia, resulting in 200 deaths. Well, you know, to this day, we're still suffering from illegal immigration, but yeah, I wonder where they were coming from. 1940 as well, you get a cartoon here, Sir King, if you wish.
Woody Woodpecker debuts with release of Walter's Lance Knock Knock.
Yep, so that's a screen cap of that, and then here's that ship with illegal immigrants, like, capsizing right there. It's an actual photo, it looks like. So that's pretty wild right there. Moving on up, 1941. Ooh, here we go.
Finland joins the anti-communist, anti-Comintern Pact.
Yep, I'm not sure if they became a signatory and officially fully joined the Axis powers, but they were, out of necessity, they were buddy-buddy with Nazi Germany because Soviet Russia was trying to eat them. So they needed somebody bigger than them to, be their bodyguard. And, yeah. Here we go. Another one.
German Jews in the Netherlands declared stateless. Loss of nationality.
Yeah, that's awful, but not as bad as that one article from yesterday with the life certificates. Like, that was pretty dark. Un Moss 41.
Lou Boudreau, 24, becomes Cleveland Indians player manager.
That's a young player manager at 24. Like, I wonder who the youngest manager in that association is, or was, or whatever. What's the record? Moving on up to 1943, during the Second World War, the statehood of Bosnia and Herzegovina was reestablished at the state's anti-fascist council for the national liberation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. All right. 44, during World War II, a German V-2 rocket hit a Woolworths store in Deptford, United Kingdom, killing 160 shoppers. Yikes. Can you imagine just, like, shopping for some clothes and a freaking missile comes in through the roof? That'd be terrifying. 47, New Zealand ratified the Statute of Westminster, thus becoming independent of legislative control by the United Kingdom. Good. Good. Independence to some degree. That's nice. 47 as well, during the Red Scare, the Hollywood 10 were blacklisted by Hollywood movie studios. This was the first systematic Hollywood blacklist instituted, denying employment to United States entertainment professionals due to alleged communist ties or sympathies. And, I can't disagree that, with the loon, that McCarthyism was extreme, but at the same time, I don't think we need it back at this point because things are finally turning around. But it got really dicey there for a minute, and, yeah. What do we got here?
1948, 16-inch coastal guns removed from Fort Funston, San Francisco.
I wonder exactly where Fort Funston was, because there's several forts at the mouth of, where the Golden Gate Bridge crosses. That entire area still is a military installation, but they have, gun batteries dating as far back as the Civil War era, and it's a really interesting place to explore, actually. I gotta talk to Muffin, because he wants to get into urban exploration, and so do I. So he and I actually might team up and start doing collaborative videos. We're already planning on going down to San Diego. There's some kind of train museum down there. He's also big into trains. So, anyway, 1949, what do we have here? This is a pretty big one.
Gene Autry's single Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer appears on musical charts. Songwriter Johnny Marks adapted poem written by his brother-in-law Robert L. May for Montgomery Ward Department Store.
Yep, the famous song Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I don't want to get copywritten. You know, it was literally a poem for an advertisement. Like once again, a massive thing in our Western civilization culture, like Santa Claus. Hijacked by Coca-Cola. The whole De Beers thing, the wedding ring, and all that stuff, and all that crap. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's so many significant, like, near to the heart cultural things in Western society that got it started as freaking capitalistic nonsense. It's kind of disgusting. Moving on up into 1950, the United Nations gave Eritrea to Ethiopia. And who the hell gave them that power? They should not have that kind of power. That should be an Eritrea and Ethiopia decision, not a United Nations one. That's not fair. Another 50 here, off of main source. The Great Appalachian Storm of 1950 impacted 22 United States, killing 353 people, injuring over 160 others, and causing $66.7 million in damages in 1950 money. 1950, 66.7 million. Yikes.
What?
Yeah. And here's a map of that, so you can see how big that storm was. It got up into Canada, too, but we don't talk about them because they don't matter.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a wild storm there. Moving on up to 1951, it's a football one, so why don't you take this?
Cleveland Browns halfback Dub Jones ties the NFL record for most touchdowns in the game with 6, 4 rushing, 2 catches, in a 42-21 win over Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Stadium.
The Bears. I wonder if that record still stands. And there's another one. I wonder if this has to be the same game, although I'm not sure.
Cleveland Browns in 1951 penalized a record 209 yards against the Chicago Bears, guys.
Huh. Man. Yeah. Oh. I have to figure out some way to combine those two articles, and I wonder if that record still stands too. Off of main source, 1952, during the Korean War, after 42 days of fighting, the Battle of Triangle Hill ended in a Chinese victory. The United States and the South Korean units abandoned their attempt to capture the Iron Triangle. And I don't really know much about what an Iron Triangle is, so if anybody can let us know in the comments section, that would be swell. Speaking of comments, do we have any comments? Oh, hey, RMG Relaunch, how are you doing? Killer J, yeah, go check it out. Yeah, I still gotta watch this. I should see it's. I'll check this out after today's episode of history here. But I have it up, locked and loaded in the chamber here, so to speak. But yeah, no, go check out Killer J, people. He does gaming stuff, and he's in the middle of this crazy project.
We'll check out Killer J.
Yeah. See here, 1953. Okay, it's. I don't think I see it here. So, oh yeah, so this is off of main source here as well. Frank Larsener's musical Guys and Dolls, starring Robert Alda, Vivian Blaine, and Sam Levine, closed at 46th Street Theater in New York City after 1,200 performances and 5 Tony Awards. Impressive. 1955. Okay, you want to take this? This is a pretty good one here.
Race segregation forbidden on trains and buses between the U.S.
states. Yeah, good. So, I wonder if this was involving with the Montgomery bus boycott. I don't know exact dates of that entire stuff quite yet. I can only fit so much into this head, people. So, 1958. What else do we got here?
Senegal becomes an autonomous state in the French community.
All right. And we got off of main source here as well. In 1958, French Sudan gained autonomy as a self-governing member of the French community. I wonder if, well, these two are obviously related because it's the same year, same date in France and stuff. So I wonder if France was doing a sweeping thing at the time. I'm not sure. 1960, Amos and Andy made its last broadcast on Columbia Broadcasting System, or CBS Radio. And as well, CBS ended its last 4 radio soap operas, Ma Perkins, Right to Happiness, Young Dr. Malone, and Second Mrs. Burton. Also canceled 4 other series. So I wonder why these two became two separate articles, and at the same time, I'm wondering if this "and" means "and" or "and," as in if this is one show or two. Um, anyway, 1960 as well. What do we got here?
1960, first atomic reactor for research and development. Richard, what?
I don't know what why is Washington, maybe Washington State,
Uh,
and also
Washington.
what happened with it? Like, did it begin construction? Was it done? Did it begin operation? Was it open? I need for what happened with it. It's just telling me what it was, but not what this event is. So 1960. What else do we have?
1963 of the four Mirabelle sisters, opponents of the dictatorship of Rafael Trujillo of the Dominican Republic, are assassinated.
Now we have a discrepancy here because my other source suggested all four of them. So was it three or all of them? That's a question that can only be answered with research. 1963, during the state funeral of 35th President of the United States John F. Kennedy, after having rested in the state at the U.S. Capitol, a requiem mass took place at the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle, and he was then buried at Arlington National Cemetery. And I've been there. I think I've seen his grave, with his, next to his wife and some children and such, brothers. Yeah, his Robert Kennedy is there too. So. In 1969, musician and Beatle John Lennon returned MBE. What is MBE? I don't know. I think it's an award or something, to protest, quote, against Britain's involvement in the Nigeria Biafra thing, against our support of America and Vietnam, and against cold turkey slipping down the charts, end quote. I don't know what I was doing with that accent. I kind of went international all over the place with that, but yeah. 1971, British Labour Party leader Harold Wilson proposed Britain should work towards a withdrawal from Northern Ireland, and after 15 years, the Republic of Ireland can rejoin the British Commonwealth. Yes, let them be their own thing. Freedom for Italy, Ireland. Too many I countries. Yeah. Anyway, 1973. What else do we got here? U.S. maximum speed. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay.
U.S. cuts maximum speed limit cut to 55 miles per hour as an energy conservation measure.
Yeah, this was during the oil crisis. So that the loon was talking about. Remember, depending on your license plate, you had even or odd days or whatever, and you can only fill up to 5 gallons or something, and there were lines. It was a disaster. Off a base source here, 1973 as well, Georgios Papadopoulos, head of the military regime of the colonials and the colonels of Greece, was ousted in a hardliners coup led by Brigadier General Dimitrios Ioannidis. All right, that's a name, Papadopoulos. Kind of sounds like what Alice calls the loon, Papadukes. 1974, what do we have here?
Irish Republican Army is outlawed in Britain following 21 deaths.
All right, so let me get this straight. You're going to oppress a people to the point where they have to actually start to become terrorists, and then now you're going to outlaw that. Let's start focusing on the cause of the problem, not the result. All right, maybe I'm crazy, but yeah. Let's see here. 1975. What else do we have here?
Ew.
Yo, how you doing, Hollywood?
Too bad. Going down, Tim.
We are in 1975.
Doing the show.
Yeah.
Oh, 74, huh? What you guys doing, huh?
We're doing the history
Hanging
show.
out at the 54 Club?
Yeah, we're in 1975 here. A loyalist gang nicknamed the Sandkill Butchers undertook its first cutthroat killing when it became named for its late-night kidnapping, torture, and murder by throat slashing of random Catholic civilians in Belfast. Yikes!
Oof.
Ouch.
Yikes! Yeah.
That's kind of wild there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, 75, the Netherlands granted Suriname its independence. It is now celebrated as their national day, so that's pretty cool there. 75
Nice.
as well. The coup of 25 November 1975, a failed military coup d'etat carried out by Portuguese far-left activists whom had hoped to hijack the Portuguese transition to democracy in favor of the establishment of a communist dictatorship occurred. During this, 4 air bases were occupied. That reminds me a lot of 2020 in the United States. 1976 as well. What do we got here?
The band's farewell concert at San Francisco's Winterland Ballroom, San Francisco, California. Guest performers include Neil Young, Johnny Mitchell, Van Morrison, Ringo Starr, and the Staples Singers concert film The Last Waltz, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Ooh, Martin Scorsese was involved in that. That's a big name right there.
Oh yeah.
76.
Yeah, 1976, Viking 1 radio signals from Mars help prove the general theory of relativity.
Yeah, science,
Yeah.
bitch.
What the science?
Yeah, and third one here. This one's an eyebrow raiser.
David Steed bounced stationary on bike for 9 hours and 15 minutes.
Hey,
That's crazy.
you know, I wonder if David Rush has gone after that record. Here's another attempt for him. We got off of main source here in 1977. Former Senator Benigno Aquino Jr. was found guilty by the Philippine Military Commission Number 2 and was sentenced to number 2, and sentenced to death by firing squad, only to be assassinated in 1983. So, yikes! Didn't even make it to his execution. When was his execution set at? 1979, Israel returned the Alma oil fields to the Gulf of Suez, or in the Gulf of Suez, to Egypt. And I wonder if they did that of their own accord, or if that was a UN force, whatever. Anyway, we got some football here for Sir King.
Oh snap!
1979, Pat Summerall and John Madden broadcast a game together for the first time, appearing that last 22 years and becomes one of the most well-known partnerships in TV sports broadcasting history.
Yeah, and we have right here a picture of them. And they even have, of course, Simpsons renditions. And I knew who that was. I just didn't know who Pat Summerall was. I didn't even really know the name. And yeah.
Yeah.
Football!
He's like the adversary of John Madden.
Ah. 1980, a coup in Burkina abolished its constitution. That's not good. 1980 as well, future Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, scored his first Test cricket ton, 123
what up, Lost?
versus W.I. Lahore. What is W.I. Lahore? Welcome to the show, Rat King. How you doing?
Could be better. Just tuning in to see what we got today.
Yeah, well, we've already covered quite a bit of stuff, but as you say, it could be better, it could be worse. So,
Hey, Tim, you need to get a joker for the other side of your shoulder.
yes, yeah, absolutely.
I got 2 of them, dude. I should hook you up with one.
Yes, you should. That'd be a fantastic idea.
They're green. They're green too, bro.
Yeah. Are you planning on rebuilding your stick monument, King?
I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Oh well.
I liked it too, but it's this new couch, so.
Oh yeah, you don't want to hurt it. Anyway, 1980. What else do we have here?
1980, Sugar Ray Leonard regains WBC welterweight boxing crown when Roberto Duran quits in the 8th round of the infamous No Mas fight at the Superdome, New Orleans.
All right, yeah, he must have been like, oh, no mas, I'm done.
Tomas.
Yeah. 1981, Rolly Fingers became the first relief pitcher to win the American League Most Valuable Player. All right, that's pretty cool. And what a name, Rolly Fingers. I still, I know that's a baseball player, but I still, that is the perfect stoner nickname, if you're a joint master. Oh, hey, look, get hooked up by Rolly Fingers. He packs them well.
It's from throwing them palm balls, That's what that is, rolling off that hand.
Yeah.
Put that tobacco spit on there and shit, little big league chew.
1982, the Minneapolis Thanksgiving fire destroyed an entire city block, including the Northwestern National Bank building and the recently closed Donaldson's department store. And This is a picture of some of the damage. It was disastrous. So there's far worse pictures, but yeah. We also have in 1983, Larry Holmes technically knocks out Marvis Frazier in 1 round for the heavyweight boxing title.
Ooh,
Mama said
Joe Frazier.
Out,
Yeah, Joe Frazier got knocked out? No way.
Yeah. By Larry Holmes. 1 round.
Right, they never tell you that ever, did they?
Yeah. As I like to say, whenever I get into a fight, there's 2 hits. Me hitting my opponent and their head hitting the floor. That's it.
Right.
So, yep.
That's what's up, dude.
1983, Syria and Saudi Arabia announced a ceasefire in PLO civil war in Tripoli. Is that People's Liberation Organization, PLO?
I bet you they held up to that, too.
Well, I'm not sure. 84 as well, William Schroeder became the 2nd person to receive the Jarvik 7 artificial heart. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Off the main source here, 84, 36 top musicians gathered in a Notting Hill studio and recorded Band-Aids, Do They Know It's Christmas, in order to raise money for famine relief in Ethiopia. And that's a good song. Do they know it's Christmas time this year?
Do they celebrate Christmas in Ethiopia?
I think so. I think there's Ethiopia is incredibly Catholic.
Right. I thought it was like a lot of Jewish, like
no,
a lot of
no.
Jew.
Well, maybe I don't know, but I think it's Ethiopia. But there's this one little building out in some African nation, and once again, I think it's Ethiopia, where it is claimed that that's where the Ark of the Covenant is. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know exactly where you're hitting on. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but due to the fact of the religious policies, I don't know if they acknowledge it or.
Well, they say it's there, but they don't show it, and the only person who knows the truth is a caretaker. So. Anyway, I have 386s here, and they're all about the Iran-Contra affair, so I'm going to rattle this off. The Iran-Contra affair erupted when United States President and former actor Ronald Reagan revealed this secret arms deal. Iran-Contra affair and featured political commentator Ollie North Secretary Fawn Hall smuggled documents out of his office. And we also have, during the Iran-Contra affair, United States Attorney General Edwin Messi announced that profits from covert weapon sales to Iran were illegally diverted to the anti-communist Contra rebels in Nicaragua. Yikes. So not only were they covert weapon sales to somewhere, but now, the covert has a covert, it's covert squared.
Right. And once again, we're being invaded by South America.
Yeah. 1987... Pakistan cricket leg spin bowler Abdul Qadir took 9-56 against England in the first test at Lahore. This became the best figures by a Pakistani and by any other bowler against England. Pretty cool, I think. I don't know. Nobody knows anything about cricket, but yeah. 88. What do we got here? As soon as I can find it. Here we go. Why can't I find it? Maybe it's no. I guess this is off a main source here. So we have U.S. and Soviet chess grandmasters Donaldson and Akhimov got married. All right, that's pretty cool. 1990. What do we have here?
India Bowl of the Sri Lankan cricket team out for 82. Venkatapathy Raju takes 6-12 bonkers off the quadruple beetle because it's cricket.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of sport, right?
Yeah, the cricket is just
I hate reading cricket.
That ain't nothing but stickball, motherfucker.
We have an intellectual obligation, Sir King. We gotta cover what's the first thing or any records. I try not to cover cricket as much as possible, but just gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, on to something actually more substantial.
1990, Walisha wins Poland's first popular election.
All right. I don't really know much about this guy, but if the loon were here, which by the way, the loon's back at work, guys. He's gotten back healthy enough. He's at work for the next 3 days. He would have gone a whole week, but we have Thanksgiving coming up here. So
All right.
Which, by the way, if I forget to mention to you and to all the viewers out there, happy Thanksgiving out there. You know, in case I forget on the actual day. Off of main source here, 1992, the Federal Assembly of Czechoslovakia voted to split the country into the Czech Republic and Slovakia, which came into effect later on January 1st of the following year, 1993. And I have here this photo, which is actually a thumbnail of a video, which I actually did watch last night, but I want to watch it again because it was hard to hear. It sounds like it was done by some freaking 12-year-old for some school project, but hey, you know, the kids out there hustling. So that's history mapped. You know, I'm gonna give you a subscribe just because. So I'm gonna add this in the underbar section here really quick. Hold on a second. Where'd it go? There we go. Czech and Slovakia. There. So anyway, 1994. What do we got here? Sony founder Akio Morita announced he will be stepping down as chief executive officer, CEO of the country, company, CEO of the country.
Of the country.
The country.
Of Japan?
Yeah, he's the CEO of Japan.
No wonder Japan's going under. Sony, you owe me a shitload of money.
Speaking of things that we don't want to read, but for continuity's sake, we got to. Disneyland Main Street Electrical Parade ended after 24 years. And I think it came back for a little bit, and then it went away, and it came back again. I don't know. I think it's still around. I don't know. I don't care. But I remember as a kid watching that, and pretty interesting. 97. Hold on a second. That's a telephone spying on Russia. Okay, so it's not that one. Oh, here we go. You want to take this one?
1997, U.S. telephone technician Richard Bliss arrested for spying in Russia.
Oh, man. Must have been tapping the phones or something. No. Off of main source here, 99, a 5-year-old Cuban boy, Elian Gonzalez, was rescued by fishermen while floating in an inner tube off the Florida coast. Yeah, we all know what I was referencing there.
Elian.
Give me the first Cuban child.
Did they ever give him amnesty, or did they send him back?
They did send him back, I believe.
They sent him back to his father.
Oh, yeah?
His father or mother? Father? His father.
Pretty sure it was the father.
Ah, true. The year 2000, the 2000 Baku earthquake with a Richter magnitude of 7 left 26 people dead in Baku, Azerbaijan, becoming the strongest earthquake of the region in 158 years. Wow. 2005, what else do we have?
Polish Minister of National Defense Radek Sikorski opens War Pact archives to historians, showing maps of possible nuclear strikes against Western Europe, including the nuclear annihilation of 43 Polish cities by Soviet-controlled forces.
Dang, so that was all in the plans of what was going to go down if it went down. That's terrifying, and I got to go check that out if it's still around.
Wow.
So, 2007, the first European Parliament election and a referendum on changing the voting system called by the president and declared the president of Romania, I believe. Hold on a second, let me add a little footnote. President of what country? Question mark. But yeah, called by the president and declared invalid because of insufficient turnout, was held in Romania. Okay. 2008, Cyclone Nisha struck northern Sri Lanka, killing 15 people and displacing 90,000 others, eventually to have the most rainfall of the region in the past 9 decades. That's 90 years. Like, why not just 1 decade short of a century? Write it that way. 2009, the Jeddah floods occurred, in which freak rain swamped the city of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, during an ongoing Hajj pilgrimage. Wow, that's not good. 3,000 cars were swept away, 122 people perished in the torrents, and an additional 350 others went missing. This powerful storm brought 3 years worth of rain. 3 years worth of rain in 4 hours.
Didn't that just happen in Dubai or some shit too?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to current stuff really that much, but 3 years of rain in 4 hours. Can you wrap your mind around that? Like,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah. 2011, sudden violent storm struck southern Sri Lanka, killing 27 people and drowning many fishermen whom were caught by surprise. Additionally, thousands of homes lost their roofs and several more sustained damage, as well as landslides occurring, along with flooding being reported in the mainland. So, how much damage cost? All right, what do we got here in 2012?
2012, 11 people are killed and 30 people are wounded by twin car bombs hitting a Protestant church in Nigeria.
I meant for you to read that, but that also is pretty bad.
2012, 16 people are killed and 44 injured after a wedding party bus plunges 300 feet down a gorge in India.
Damn.
Yikes.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here. 2014, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon ordered hundreds more U.S. National Guard troops to the town of Ferguson to prevent a second night of rioting and looting. Yeah, I remember when a certain community in Ferguson started burning down their own community because they didn't get their way and they acted out like a bunch of children. So, 2014, protests erupted across the U.S. after a decision by Missouri grand jury not to bring charges against a white policeman who shot and killed a black teenager. You know, yeah. They shouldn't they shouldn't make it about race. As soon as you make it about race, now you're fueling the hatred and the division. Like 2014, Switzerland's Bern Art Museum agreed to accept artworks looted from their Jewish owners by the Nazis. Okay, that's pretty good. You know, give them back. So
they stole their own stuff?
No, the Nazis stole them. The Nazis plundered all of Europe, artwork and all that stuff, and then especially Jewish, things, and this was a small pocket effort to restore ownership to the proper owners. So.
And they smoked out like 3/4 of the gold on the planet down there or something, didn't they?
I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give the last 3 articles here to good Sir King.
Longest known frozen embryo to be successfully born is delivered in Tennessee. Emma Rain Gibson, frozen 24 years ago.
Yeah, 24-year-old frozen embryo. That's pretty wild. Yeah. And let's see here.
Technology.
This one, actually both of these, and then we'll wrap up.
2018 EU leaders approve an agreement for Britain to leave the EU. Brexit.
All right.
And another 2018 historic North Californian campfire declared 100% contained, with 85 dead, 249 missing, covering 153,000 acres. With 14,000 homes burned.
Yikes. I remember that fire. Wow, we've had a lot of fires. And actually, I lied. I apologize. There's one more. And
we gotta do this. 2020, Caitlin Clark, Ohio. Ooh. Guys. Makes her collegiate debut for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Recording 27 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 assists against the Northern Irish.
Let's give it up for Caitlin Clark, everybody.
Single-handedly bringing people to the seats in women's NBA, and all they can do is talk poop about her.
Yeah,
dude. The WNBA has went up like since she joined it.
Because of her and what she's dealing with.
Because of her, yeah. Absolutely.
And the other players hate her for it.
Yeah.
Dude, she's the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. There's no doubt about it, dude. Well, more like Magic Johnson, dude. She's kind of like more like a Magic Johnson, dude.
Are you accusing her of having AIDS?
No, I'm not. Well, I mean, I don't think he does either. Magic don't got AIDS, bro.
Wait, then who has AIDS?
Magic Johnson had AIDS since I was like 9 years old, bro, and shit. I mean, that shit. He probably got that cured away or something. If there ever was one.
Well, I mean, we all know all you have to do is liquefy a gratuitous amount of cash and inject it directly into the big vein. So, yeah.
Yeah.
According to South Park.
Well, they got. Did you hear about that pill or whatever that what was it? RFK was talking about that. Or was it Elon Musk that his mom's friend took this pill that they gave her or whatever, and her cancer went away?
We'll talk
Yeah,
after
wrap
the
up.
show.
Crazy.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's
that'll
crazy.
conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description below for any links that you may be interested in, including, but limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made, and we can only bring you a portion, and we kind of skipped over near the end and stuff. There was a couple things I would like to cover, but, we ran out of time. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day, or at least try to, at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, 12 noon Mountain. What time Central?
1 p.m.
Yep. And 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows from history to news, movie reactions and reviews, gaming, videos and memes, on the kitchen, and everything else in between on Talk Show. Check the underbar. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Hollywood haters.
Lost Track King.
There you go. And we also had a commenter earlier today, RMG Relaunch, aka Killer J, once again. Go check him out. He's on Rumble. I'm not sure if he's also on YouTube. I think he is. And of course, everybody else, you viewer, you. Thank you so much for watching. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.
Hold on. Where'd my thing go? Here it is. Okay. And here.